thank you for hopping on to our webinar tonight. Thank you so much. Again, we can't do anything without you guys. So guys, tonight we're going to be talking about, and I know some of you, this is our third session of, we've had two prior, but tonight we're talking about scaling your online sales for long-term success. So this is going to be a good topic, an excellent topic for those who are looking to launch online courses and things of that nature. So guys, again, I wanted to say, welcome and reminder, and I want to remind you guys of this. The online education market is expected to reach a staggering $350 billion in revenue. So of course, we all want to be in that number to get revenue like that. We want a piece of that pie. So just want to give you guys a reminder for that too as well. So guys, let me go ahead and introduce our panelists tonight. So I know that some of you guys are probably new to our session, so I want to introduce our panelists tonight. So first we have Dr. Jasmine Leah Morris. Dr. Jasmine is award-winning author and speaker and educator and the founder of JLM Global Consulting LLC Boutique and a communications firm as well. Dr. Jasmine also has a creative ability to deliver insight with course content, engaging in training workshops, and developing written content that engages readers and inspires hearers. Her vast education and writing expertise has allowed her to serve small business owners, speechwriters, and faculties at Coppin State, as well as Morgan State Universities. So that's Dr. Jasmine. And also, I want to introduce Tori Allen. Tori Allen is the founder and CEO of Brainchild Associate, a full-service marketing firm that has been in operation for 17 years. While leading Brainchild Associates, Tori has launched more than 100 products and services, including online courses and virtual conferences for clients. She recently launched a Mastery Monetized program to help skilled experts turn their knowledge into profits by developing highly engaging and interactive online learning experience that will result in multiple streams of income. And then lastly, we have Gerald Bass as well. Gerald Bass is with the Rise of the 1%, a digital marketing consulting firm built specifically for Black coaches, coaches, consultants, and service providers. Can't talk tonight. And also it helps businesses grow and scale their businesses to 20 to 50K. Over 7 years of experience in this field, hundreds of entrepreneurs, helping hundreds of entrepreneurs grow and scale their businesses. Gerald is with the Rise of 1%, and their mission is to build $1 billion in success story amongst Black entrepreneurs in over 3 years or less. So guys, let's get into this juicy topic and this juicy discussion that we're gonna have tonight. So guys, definitely get your pad, your pen, whatever you need, and take copious notes, because this is going to be some excellent information going on tonight. So just to kick off the discussion, so the first topic that we have tonight is, what's the best way to identify the target audience for your online courses to ensure long-term success in scaling sales? Gerald, I will go ahead and start that conversation with you.
Yeah. So when it comes to identifying your target audience, the first thing is identifying your niche market. So first identifying, of course, what are some things you're knowledgeable on, some things you may have some skill sets around, you may be passionate around. And once you identify that, then, of course, being able to identify the specific pain, problem, frustration, desired outcome of the people within the market that you may have your knowledge around, your skill sets, passion, what have you. And then once you identify that, is this also a niche market that you can actually make money from, right? Because there's some markets out there that you may be knowledgeable on and you may be passionate about. And there may be some problems within the market. You may have a solution, but is it also a market where you can actually generate income and be able to as well generate profits. So I would say that's pretty much what you'll want to do from my standpoint of being able to identify the target audience. And Tori and Dr. Jasmine, you all welcome to chime in as well.
Tori, what's your take on it?
Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be back for the third installment of our conversation on creating online courses, and most importantly, not just online courses, but online courses to scale, which is kind of what we'll talk more about this evening. So when it comes to identifying target audiences, all the things that Gerald shared for sure, as far as being clear on the niche and the value that you have for the people that you're trying to help, and being very clear on what that is. I would certainly agree with all those things. I guess beyond that, I would suggest that, one of the key things that, I always work on with clients is making sure that we actually have a wait list of target clients already in their database prior to launching. For some clients, we may have to actually work on that maybe 60 to 90 days out from the time in which we actually plan to launch their course. Because the last thing you want to do is launch a course to crickets, right? So it's critical that you kind of have these people already in position, or in the words of Beyonce, in formation, before you actually, put your course out. So that will ensure success that you can build, grow, and scale on. So, one might ask, well, how do we do that? How do we get these people in our database? Well, there's a couple of things I'll say. One of which is you first want to reach out to those that I consider your low-hanging fruit, right? These might be people you already have in your email database, but they don't know that you're trying to create a course. You need to engage them and inform them that you have a course in mind that you want to create, and create content to get them to raise their hand and say, I'm interested in that course. I would like to take that course. So you may put out a pre-course assessment, which are great tools to help capture data from people who have raised their hands to find out what information do they have on your course topic. What's the spectrum of their knowledge? It helps you to kind of gauge some intel. You could use that assessment to also get them to share what are some of the challenges, what are some of the pain points, the issues they may be having that your course can help them solve, right? You could also get them to share in that assessment ideas of things that they would like to learn more about through your course. They may give great suggestions. So you don't have to build it alone. You could actually use that assessment twofold, right? So that's one way to leverage the low-hanging fruit. Other ways that you can get the low-hanging fruit, those you have access to already, to raise their hand and opt into your course list, is to you can do a live webinar. You can do live Q&A sessions, right? Of course, they have to opt in. They have to raise their hand and demonstrate that they're interested in the course content that you have to share. And in turn, before you know it, you have this growing list of people that's already starting to form, who you can start to engage and nurture towards the lead up of the actual launch of your course. So that's the low-hanging fruit. On the other side, for those target learners that you're trying to reach who you don't have access to, right? So what do you need to do to get them opted in on your waitlist for your course? You can analyze social media. You can analyze certain hashtags, right? That's related to your course. If you're trying to do, let's say, a financial planning course to help people plan for their retirement, you could search hashtags like, retirement, financial planning, 401k. You can do a multitude of different types of relevant hashtag searches to see who is talking about this, that I can invite to my free webinar, or I can send them my free article, or I can send them my pre-course assessment, where they can raise their hand and show interest that they're interested in my course. You could also tap into social communities like Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and again, identify people there, share your information so they already start to see you as an expert and get them to, again, raise their hand and opt into your list. You could even look at some of your competitors, right? Who are some people that have courses related to the topics that you want to deliver a course on? And reach out to some of their people who are already signing up for their courses. If you can identify any gaps in the information that your competitors are giving, or maybe you just have a completely different perspective that can add a lot of value to their audience. These are all some key ways where you can get people to opt in and raise their hand for your course, and then engage them with information that kind of leads up to your launch, in addition to running some social media ads as well against some of the raise your hand content that you can put out there. But these are just a lot of examples of ways where folks can get their target audience to show up and with interest in their course before they actually get ready to launch it. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like I said a lot, but hopefully that all made sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes
Total sense to me. Dr. Jasmine, what's your take on the target audience, finding your target audience rather?
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you, Gerald, for the opportunity to share tonight. Thank you, Tori, as well, for your insights in this area. You did offer a lot. I think I have a few little nuggets that I might be able to offer to add some value there. One of the things I like to do when I'm kind of doing my own market research is look at, as Tori has already stated, what other people are doing. It can be as practical as sharing some behind the scenes content of you actually developing your course, building that anticipation, much like we build the movie industry and the film industry. They build anticipation around the movie. You get fully engaged by the trailer, right? I recently saw the trailer for the upcoming film Color Purple coming in for the holiday season. I'm like, oh, I gotta see this. The trailer was that enticing that I must see it. So just like other industry leaders in their field, they look at ways to build anticipation. You can do the same thing. Build anticipation by sharing little nuggets, going live, whether it's on these different social media platforms or whether you're doing on YouTube or Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever platform where you like to show up. You build that anticipation, give a little nugget, tell people that you are going to go live every day at 5 p.m. offering value, right? In your industry, you got 15 minutes at 5, and you're going to be just sharing a gem every day for the next, 5 days, for the next 7 days, for the next 2 weeks, offering value, building interest in what you will be talking about. Get people to sign up on your platforms via digital downloads or free ebooks. Get people to subscribe while you're doing 15 minutes at 5 o'clock, sharing your nuggets about whatever your topic is. Drop a link in the chat where people can subscribe and get a free digital download, right? Jump on other people's stages and then talk about what you love to talk about. Talk about your course topic, that thought leadership that you have, again, offering that value. And then you will be able to get people to sign up and build that anticipation. Dun, 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 I have this course that I'm ready to release. You don't want to miss it. You're going to get this special offer by the time, and the offer is not going to be as low. The price is going to go up in 24 hours. Build anticipation and via lead magnets, digital downloads. That's just my little nugget, just jumping in there with that behind the scenes content, offering some value in some way for free, and then doing some digital downloads to get people on your email list, because data is king, as we all know.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with all three of y'all. So guys, that's very good insight on that topic. So let's transition to another topic as well. So how can you optimize your course in regards to the content, the structure, to enhance the student satisfaction, the overall student experience for long term? Gerald, I'll go ahead and start with you on this topic too as well.
Yeah, I think this would be more of a question for Tori and Dr. Jasmine in reference to the course content piece.
Yeah, I can jump in there real quick. I can start it off.
Yeah, go
You all
ahead.
can hop in. Certainly, course content. Most of us have been students. I want to say we've all been students, but most of us have been students, right? And we understand how we like to learn. We understand how we like to be engaged, whether it's through a facilitation, whether it's in an online space, and no one likes a boring speaker, right? So I want everybody who's looking to show up online to show up in the most engaging way. And what that looks like for you may be different. Perhaps it is the case that you say, I can handle a live setting. Perhaps you feed off the energy of others and you say, I want to show up live. I want to show up live on my platform. Well, you know what? I don't particularly care for showing up live. And I want to show up pre-recorded content only. That's the only way I'm going to be able to get through it because my personality says I can't show up live. Or perhaps it is the case you want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and take the hybrid approach where you offer some live sessions and then you say, oh, I also have some pre-recorded sessions that you purchase as part of your package, as part of the program for this particular course. I need you to take it, and this is how you get your certificate. But when it comes to content development, it is so important that you show up as authentically as you can, right? Show up showing your personality, show up showing who you are. And then when you have that in the bag, then we already know that you are a thought leader. We already know that you are a leader in your industry. We already know that you know your stuff, right? So it's a matter of putting that content in a format that's going to be easily digestible. You don't need to give them everything in your sandbag. You don't need to give them everything. You want to outline your course in such a way that that course becomes mini courses, right? I'm going to say that again. You want to outline your course in such a way that it not only becomes a course, but a whole curriculum. You want to outline it in such a way that you are building an arsenal around what you are talking about. So for example, I'm going to give a couple of examples. You are the sales, you're the closer. You are the sales guru of anyone, more than anyone you know. And maybe it's the case that you have a course or a mini course that's talking about closing sales on phone calls. Maybe you close sales via social media. You have the niche. You know exactly how to close sales on social media through lead magnets, and you want to teach people how to do that. Perhaps it is the case that you know how to close sales in person. You show up in person and you show out, and you can get people standing in your sales line to sign up for your program. And you want to translate that into a course. You break it down by topic and bite-sized pieces, and then you outline your core objectives to ensure that you are meeting the value proposition that you set out. So when it is the case that you are developing a course, you want to do so many things, but most of all, you want to offer that value. You want to solve the problem. And when you are solving problems from people, those answers to those problems become your courses. I hope that made sense. So you got your value proposition and with the answer to the problem that you are solving. And once you look at what becomes the answer to the problem, you can then begin to build out your course content in such a way that you are responding to people who have an issue, and then you are giving them the solution to their problems. And you are building it out in such a way in digestible pieces in ways that they can easily understand and adapt to and apply and use. Because there's nothing worse than paying for something, you go through the whole process and then you're like, oh my God, I didn't pay for anything, right? Because you didn't feel like you got the value that you thought you paid for. So you want to go into your course content development knowing the value that you want to offer, outlining, using practical strategies to break out your course content in such a way that it's broken down into different sections and modules to help people understand it. So you may have an hour-long session, but you want to break it up by topic and split up the videos. And so that way people can look at 10-minute videos or 15-minute videos based upon the topic at hand. And so I hope that makes sense. Please drop your questions in the chat if you have questions, but just very practically, you want to start by looking at the value that you and the answers or the solution that you are seeking to provide. then you will outline all of those activities and see what makes the most sense for the target audience that you are seeking to serve. You don't want to solve solutions to problems that people aren't asking about. You want people to buy the course, right? So you want to start with those course content topics that people are asking for the most. And so I'll stop there. I would love to see if you have questions, but Tori, jump in there and let the folks know about content development and things of that nature.
I mean, I think you pretty much said it all, Dr. Jasmine. Really good insights as far as, making sure building a course around some concrete value, your value proposition. So people really, see the value that your course has to offer. Another way I kind of talk about that is, from another perspective, is making sure that the learning transformation that your course is poised to have is very clear. So if I think I mentioned in a session or two a while back, a stylist that has an online course where she teaches her students how to make lace front wigs. So there's a very clear learning transformation through that course, because at the end of the day, those who have an interest in that particular skill set, they will come out of her course making a ready to sell lace front wig that they created with their own hands. There's no better, clearer way of being able to demonstrate a clear learning transformation than to actually have examples of students who have taken your course that were able to create whatever it was that you taught themselves. So, that is key. That transformation is key. I would say along with that, create content that is interactive, that's engaging. When we're talking about scaling your online course, it's crucial that your content creates an experience. As Dr. Jackson said, nobody wants to hear a boring talking head. There should be some type of experience that people get when they take their course, and it's that experience that will get them to complete the course, right? Retain the knowledge from your course, and turn them into your biggest advocates, where they will encourage others to take your course based off of the transformation that they were able to get. So, everything from, creating interactive quizzes and, all types of multimedia elements. One of the key things I love are these real life applications, where you actually get them to complete maybe some type of an assignment or some type of project, where they have to demonstrate their learnings based on whatever it is that you taught them on a real life situation that they would encounter. So using that same example with the lace front wig class, they are actually making a lace front wig, with their own hands, that afterwards they can actually sell to a client, that comes into their salon. So, and she actually has them flip the camera on themselves. So the camera goes from her demonstrating the technique to the student demonstrating the technique. That's a learning experience that would actually encourage her students to tell others who want to learn that skill as well, that you come out of this class making a wig that you can sell, so it doesn't get any better than that. So, I love the real life applications that you can incorporate to make your course experiential. I would also say engaging visuals. People are drawn into things that are aesthetically pleasing, that have well organized layouts. So often I go through courses and the content they have, it looks like, something their child did. It just has no type of visual aesthetic to draw people in and get them to pay attention. Of course, you have like the common kind of whiteboard content that you see a lot in people's courses. It's like, if I see another whiteboard demonstration, it's just, can we be different? Can we stand out? Can we be a little bit more creative? So these are the things that kind of set you apart, to make, your content have the type of long-term impact that you can scale from. So, and that is the key. It's not just about creating one course. It's about leveraging your course so that it can lend itself into being monetized in a multitude of other ways. So you making sure that experience that your students get kind of locks them in to any and everything else that you have to offer them is key.
That's powerful, y'all. That's powerful, y'all. Anybody got any questions in regards to that? That's some powerful information. Drop a comment in the QA chat if you got questions or anything like that. This was some powerful stuff. Just think, you have to think about it from your perspective as if like you were like a student, like both of them had mentioned, in regards to if you're going to actually purchase the course, you have to think of yourself as if you were a student. Like, will I buy this? You know what I mean? So that's excellent information, guys. Absolutely excellent. So what marketing strategies can you implement to get like a larger audience to increase the enrollment when it comes to your online course? And Gerald, I'll let you start on that one.
Okay. So yeah, and I know I spoke about some of this on a previous session. One of the things I would do is, of course, identify like where your target audience is hanging out at first, right? What platforms are they on? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? Do they consume videos on YouTube? Like, where actually are they hanging out at? And then, of course, once you know where your audience is hanging out at, then, of course, that's where you will want to come up with your marketing strategy to be able to consistently get in front of this audience and be able to add value, and not just even add value to this particular audience, but as well be able to generate traffic, right? Generate leads, get customers, build your email list, what have you. Now, I will get into some specifics of some strategies that, we've used, of course, to grow online courses that we've had over the years to many clients that we work with. So we'll start off with the channel like Facebook. And I know I spoke on this in a chat ago, but I want to dive a little bit more deeper into it on this particular chat here. So let's say, for instance, your audience is on Facebook, and I know most of you all that's on here right now that's attending, and I know what type of businesses you have. So if you were looking to work with accountants, if you were looking to work with other business owners or what have you, we'll start there. And we're looking at Facebook. Then what I would do is, for one, is identify Facebook groups and communities where these different accountants may be hanging out at, right? Or a specific type of business owner you may be looking to work with. I will identify these groups and communities, and then you can join the groups. Go into the groups and you can join in on the discussions that's happening in the groups, adding values to other people's posts that might be posted in the groups, or people that's asking questions. If you can help answer the questions, just come in and literally position yourself as that trusted advisor, that expert, giving valuable advice to the conversations that's already going on in that particular group. And what tends to happen when you do that is you will have some of those people, if they see you're giving great information, they'll come over to your Facebook page and check out what you have going on. And that's why you want to make sure your Facebook page is set up in a proper manner. Having that background cover photo, like I was explaining on a previous live chat, a lot of our clients we even work with in terms of background cover photo, they will have like, it can either be a picture of themselves or their logo or what have you on the background cover photo, sometimes a picture of them on there, and it will have what we call you could call it a USP, which is a unique selling proposition statement, or sometimes we say a WIFM statement, meaning when people land on your profile, they're asking what's in it for me, right? So having a specific statement of specifically who you serve and how you serve them, right? On your background cover photo, having a nice Facebook profile picture, to even your About Me section as well, having your statement specifically who you serve, how you serve them. And then on your page, in terms of the type of postings, is very key. So one thing I want to share with you all, some of you all that may have heard some of my trainings in the past may have heard this, but if you have heard it, you got to ask yourself, have you been implementing it? And if you have, what kind of results have you been getting from it, right? It's not just about hearing information, it's also about taking action, right? And some of you all may have never heard this. So the 4 E's of social media marketing that we use, many of our clients use, is the first E is enlightening content. You want to make sure you're posting inspirational content on your page. Inspire. Second E, educational. So value-based content, right? So if you are educating other business owners within a specific niche market, or like I say, accountants, librarians, because I know some of you all's markets on here, then you will want to create educational content, tips and advice to help those people, right? The third E is entertaining / lifestyle, right? You want to have a human element to your page, not all business. The fourth E is engaging content. And then you also want to have testimonials and case studies as you start to get them for your online course, right? And in the beginning stages, you may not have any case studies or testimonials, right? You may be the case study or testimony in the beginning, right? To share your story. But once you launch a course, you start to get testimonies and case studies. You want those on your Facebook page as well. The reason why you want all this on your page is because, like I say, when you're having those conversations, let's say in the Facebook group or community, and you are joining in on those conversations, adding value, a lot of times people come over to your page, they may shoot you a friend request, and this is what they're going to look at on your page, right? And they're going to start to follow you, being you have this type of stuff on your page. Now, another thing you can do as well is you can create your own Facebook group and community. And then that background cover photo on your Facebook personal page, right? You can have a call to action for them to join your group. They can click through the background cover photo, take them over to a link to actually join your Facebook group, right? And with your Facebook group in today's time, what do you want to have set up if people are looking to join your Facebook group? Can anybody answer that on here, right? Drop in the chat box. Does anybody know if you're sending people to your Facebook group? Let's say you start a Facebook group community for accountants or business owners within a specific niche, right? Or whatever your particular business may be. If you're in health and wellness, right? Driving traffic to a health and wellness group, or you're doing sales coaching, driving traffic to a Facebook group on sales coaching, whatever your particular business model may be. Do anybody on here know what you want to have when people click they want to join your group? This is literally a way to be able to generate leads through your Facebook group. Does anybody know in 2023 for your online course, by the way? Let me see. Does anybody
I'll be cheating.
Qualifying
Antonio
question.
said he knows it. Antonio said he knows it.
Well, yeah, I'm not even going to speak on that. Just Antonio. Denise actually just put it in the chat, and Denise is a part of the Rise of the 1% High Level family, so that doesn't count.
Qualifying question.
But at the same
Denise.
time, though, right? Yes, you want to have membership questions, right? Membership questions. And those questions can be centered around the course, you know, why they joining the group, right? Where they currently may be at the time of joining this group, what some of their challenges, right? And what you also can do in those membership questions as well is you can offer a lead magnet in your membership questions, right? Some type of free guide. It can be a PDF. It can be access to some type of case study video. In exchange for them getting that lead magnet, they need to drop their email in the membership answer box, right? So you can have the headline, hey, would you like access to XYZ, right? In terms of an ebook or case study video or, like I say, an article, PDF, whatever you may have, some type of guide, they drop their email. You take that email and you go put it into your CRM, right? Build your email list. And there's even ways now, I mean, we have this set up for our Facebook group where you literally can automate when people actually pretty much ask to join your group and you approve them to the group, you actually can automate them going into a CRM, right? We actually have that set up at this time. So that's a way to be able to do it. And another thing in terms of one of your questions you can ask them is, do they need help, right? With solving XYZ problem, yes or no? And if they say yes or even no, you can connect with them in the DMs, right? Doesn't matter, right? Yes or no, connect with them in the DMs, okay? And if they say yes, of course, they just raised their hand and told you they need help, right? So you can connect with them in the DMs, see how you can help them. And if they say no, you still can connect with them in the DMs just to really see why they're here in the group, right? So the thing is, that's what you really want to do as well. Get people into your Facebook group. And like Jasmine was talking about earlier, in your Facebook group, this is a place now you build community. You can start to go live, right? In that Facebook group at times throughout the week, just educating, giving out great information, building up trust within that community and that group, right? And at times on some of your lives, right, or even in any of your postings in that Facebook group, of course, you could direct them over to a landing page for whatever type of lead magnet you may have to be building your email list, right? Or driving them over to a landing page to join a waiting list, as Tori was talking about earlier, whatever the case may be for your online course, right? So this is a way you can really do things on Facebook. And another thing I want to speak on Facebook very quickly, and I'm going to move on because I know our time, but as well, what you can do too is when you're in Facebook, other Facebook groups and community where they don't mind you networking, because I know I didn't speak on this on the live chat, the last live chat, is you as well can connect with people in Messenger in those groups. We call it leveraging OPT, other people's traffic, right? You can connect with people as long as they don't mind you networking. If they say you can't network, you don't do that in a group, but if they don't mind it, some groups don't mind it, you can network with people in that group as well and build relationships, right? And not necessarily sell them in the DMs, but if they have an interest in learning more from you that will be centered around your online course that you're launching, you can just invite them into your Facebook group and community, right? Where now you can start to nurture them with that content, right? Lead them into getting onto that waiting list or opting in for your lead magnet and being on your email list, okay? So that's what you can do there, right? And I'm not gonna go into a whole strategy because another platform we leverage real heavy now and a lot of our clients leverage is LinkedIn, but I'm not gonna go too heavy in on that tonight because I wanna give Dr. Jasmine and Tori some time to speak as well. But what I do wanna say to you all as well, with LinkedIn, you can use the similar strategy that I just shared with on Facebook. It's the same thing. You have to have a content strategy over on LinkedIn as well. Your LinkedIn profile needs to be optimized in a certain way, right? To be able to generate leads and customers. I'm not gonna go into all the specifics on the chat this evening, but you can also leverage LinkedIn. And here's the thing about LinkedIn, it's not just set up for B2B. Some people think it's just set up for business owners that's doing business with other businesses. You can also use LinkedIn for B2C in terms of forming strategic partnerships, right? And people over there who may want to form a strategic partnership with you, they can find you on LinkedIn, right? Because there's ways for if people are doing certain searches, they can find your profile in terms of LinkedIn. Or as well on LinkedIn, you can use a tool called Sales Navigator, and you can search up who could be some of your strategic partners in Sales Navigator. Or if you're doing business to business, you can search up those business owners that you will want to connect with on the LinkedIn platform, and you can use outreach to connect with them on LinkedIn. And there's tools out there now where you can automate outreach on LinkedIn as well, right? So these are some of the things I would share in terms of marketing strategies. Of course, it's a lot more. I could have gone into YouTube as well and leveraging email marketing, but I want to give Tori, and Dr. Jasmine some time as well to speak.
Wow. Wow. Dr. Jasmine or Tori, you have anything else you want to add to that?
I'm gonna bump it out to Tori because that was comprehensive in my book.
Look, Gerald, he covered the full gamut on that. So I won't overload you guys too much because look, Gerald and I, we can go at this all day because this is what we do. So I mean, everything Gerald shared was on point, you know, as far as some marketing strategies that you all can implement when trying to, you know, grow and scale your course. You know, I guess only key thing I may touch on is, you know, once you follow, you know, Gerald's advice as far as, you know, generating a lot of traffic and a lot of interest and nurturing trust with your social media audiences, and getting people to kind of, raise their hand, as I mentioned earlier, and opt into your list, is that, make sure on the back end you are properly set up to convert on those leads. So you want to make sure you have a very engaging sales page for your course, right? That, really highlights that transformation I talked about. So it's very clear as far as what people can expect from the learning experience that your course will provide. You want to make sure those benefits are really clear. You want to make sure you really address some of the key pain points and the solutions that your course will offer. Of course, this sales page should be optimized so that the search engines can pick it up and it could rank as well. You want to incorporate testimonials. If you've done a course before where you have some alumni testimonials that you can incorporate, or maybe this is your first course, but based on your knowledge, you have clients and or influencers that can vouch on your behalf with a testimonial that you can leverage. All of these types of things you want to make sure you have on your sales page, so that when you do launch your course and you bring all those leads and onto your sales page, they convert. So that piece needs to be factored in when we talk about marketing strategies. You want to have maybe some type of early bird incentive. Maybe it's a discount. Maybe there are bonuses, that can be added that are time sensitive. Of course, you want to create some urgency so people register for your course sooner than later. So, these are some of the things to help you kind of close it out, like I said, on the back end, so that, at the end of the day, you leave no stone left unturned as far as making sure, again, you can grow and scale your course, because, that's the whole point. Of course, if you really want, if you have the budget and you really want to reach the masses with your course, you could always, tack on some ad campaigns, which again, that's kind of more so Gerald's wheelhouse. If you want to add, some Facebook ads, some LinkedIn ads, some Google ads, just to really reach the masses. And I guess one other thing, Dr. Jasmine also stated, getting on other people's stages, right? So, there's a multitude of podcasters, that you can get on, some of which may be very industry specific to your industry. If you can, pitch yourself as a guest on their shows, and of course use that as a platform to promote your course, drive people to your sales page. All of these things are all highly effective to really market and promote your course to get the larger multitude of people enrolled. That's it for me.
Gotcha. That actually led into what you were talking about, Tori. That actually led into my next question. So, and I know Dr. Jasmine was actually talking about this earlier, but just elaborate a little bit more on it. How can we collaborate with other educators, as far as like other educators, influencers, people with big audience, to expand our course? Dr. Jasmine, can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, one of my personal things I do is podcasts. And people pitch me all the time to be on my podcast. And so I will speak on this as a podcaster, right? And so having said that, I think a good pitch is for someone who has really investigated my podcast, my show, to determine whether they're a good fit. So once we have an inquiry that comes in, my assistant, she then takes it and she looks at it and she goes through, I have a checklist of things that are included. If they don't meet the mustard, that says to me, they did not fully invest. They just sending out bulk emails trying to get on anybody's show that they can get on, right? So you want to do some level of investigation to make sure that you are a good fit. And then from there, and this is not only just for podcasts, this can go on for YouTube, people who go live on Instagram, people who go live in LinkedIn, all these different platforms. People want to see that you have done some level of investigation to ensure that you're a good fit, and then letting them know why you would be a good fit, pitching them on what you offer that's going to add value to their existing audience, right? And then from there, it's about okay, what's the benefit, right, of me bringing you on my show? Sure, I'm looking for content. Sure, I'm looking for all these things, but I have told people who have huge followings, no, because they have not aligned with the core principles for what my podcast stands for and what I'm seeking to achieve with it. And so for that reason, it's so important that right, stay true to my value proposition as a podcaster or as a content developer. And having said that, like I said, that investigation is key. And then that pitch, don't send me a whole long bio when I ask you for 50 words. Don't send me a whole attachment. It's like making the process easy for me when I'm going through evaluating to see if this person is a good fit. And one thing else I'll say is, going the extra mile to help people develop content for their show, right? So one of the hardest things as a podcaster to do is to kind of go through and see what you want the title to show, see what you want the description to be, offer some suggestions. If you would have had me on my show, I recommend that the focus of it be X, Y, and Z. And these are some topics that we could cover as part of this conversation. And I know this will be of value to you because why? How did you find me? Why was it of interest to you? We want to see, the connection that you're trying to make with the platform other than you just want to get on the podcast. And last but certainly not least, some of the best practices about getting on other people's stages is making sure you subscribe to their channels, right? Don't not be a subscriber and you trying to get on a stage. Listen to some of the podcast episodes and mention it. Hey, I listened to episode 22. I listened to episode 54, and that was so engaging because of this. I think I have another topic that can add value to this. It letting the podcaster know, letting the YouTube creator know that you're actually looking at their content. You're actually listening to their content. So when you go to pitch people to get on other people's stage, it's about being thoughtful. And if they're anything like me, even if you have a large platform, if it doesn't align or if I don't see the value that you're bringing, I'm going to thank you for your interest, but I'm going to say I'm going to have to pass. So that's my thoughts on, partnerships. I know Tori and Gerald have other thoughts, but I'll save some of those thoughts for them. I'm just sticking with things that I know for sure. And so, yeah, Tori, Gerald, feel free to jump in on that.
I'll let you go ahead, Tori.
Okay. So if you don't do anything else from a marketing standpoint when it comes to promoting your online course, get on other people's stages. One is if they say yes, it's free. you may not need to pay for that. Some may charge you, and if they do, it may be worth it based on the type of platform that they have and the reach that you will get. And the reason why I say if you do nothing else but get on other people's stages and collaborate and partner with others, especially those that have influence in your industry, is because at the end of the day, online course is what I call a trust marketing tool. It is a way to leverage your expertise, your knowledge, your skills, and to build trust that then generates, engaged customers that are likely to buy from you not one time, but a multitude of times. And they are doing it because they trust and believe in what it is that you say and what it is that you preach and what it is that you know. So that same principle goes with these influencers that put you on their stages. They've already built trust with their audience. So when you come on their platforms, you get instant credibility just because this person put you on. So you don't have to start from ground zero. You don't have to create a whole lot of content to demonstrate your knowledge. If this person, by Gerald, having me here on this platform talking to you, I am immediately an expert to you as you're listening to me based off of Gerald having me here in this position in the first place. Instant credibility. So I'm already starting at the top. Only I can take it down further. So same goes with you. When you get on these platforms, you are an instant expert. These people, if they've raised their hand and they showed up for your presentation, they've shown interest in what it is that you have to offer. So therefore, when you invite them to your free webinar or to your lead magnet or to your course, whatever that call to action is, these people are inclined to sign up accordingly and get on your list. So now you could actually turn them into your fans, just like the fans they became for whoever stage that put you on to them in the first place. So as you think about the different marketing tactics, and I know we've said a lot already in this presentation, definitely make collaboration with other influencers in your industries, and these don't have to necessarily be people you don't know. You certainly can reach out to people that you don't know, like podcasters, like Dr. Jasmine stated, but these people may be your colleagues. They might even be your clients, who have an audience that you can tap into. I've had a multitude of my clients put me on based off what I did for them. They then wanted to share my expertise with their audiences. So it doesn't get any better than that, by the way, when a client puts you on. It can be anyone of influence that you can reach out to and access. And then, in addition to providing value, you may work out a deal with them. Maybe, if X amount of people register for your course as a result of them, putting you on their platform, maybe you make them an affiliate, give them a percentage of that. Make it a win-win for everyone involved. It shouldn't just be all about you. You need to find a way to partner with them. So there's an incentive for them. The bigger incentive there is for them, the more you can get out of that opportunity, that collaboration as such. So I say that should be numero uno tactic, is identify a list of stages you can get on to promote your course. What say you, Gerald?
That's
I
awesome
agree
stuff.
with everything you all pretty much said. I mean, you all pretty much covered majority of the basis with it. The only thing I would really add to it, because I know I've done some other collaborations in the past that's worked out pretty well as well, is at times, look for as well, other people that may be within the same space as you that have a lot of influence. And let's say that they offer a different service, or I wouldn't even just say a different service. They have a different product, or they have maybe a different course that can serve your market in a different way than you are doing it, right? But you all have the same market. You all can align. You all can potentially talk about forming a strategic partnership and even just doing some events together, and come up with some type of percentage split, of those sales that come in from like a virtual event or a live event, or however you may want to do it. I know we've done that in the past as well, and it's worked out pretty well. And so I would just like to add on that, in addition to everything you all said, but everything else you all said, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, one other thing I want to add, some people may be saying, like, how do I do all this research, figure out whose stage I want to be on and all of that? It's just nothing. I don't want to say it's just nothing, but it's just so simple to use one of these gig platforms like Fiverr or some other platform to get people to search data on YouTube channels, Instagram channels, to see based upon your criteria you set up for them, to develop you an Excel spreadsheet. So then you can to be able to do mass emails, and then they can investigate for you the different things that you're asking, so that you can ensure that you are getting the types of audiences or types of people that you are seeking to get. So if you say the criteria is, I don't want anyone with less than 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers on their different platforms, 1,000 and above, and then you give us another criteria that helps them refine the constraints of their search. And then you can begin to use that to build your database for people that you want to actually reach out to or investigate further to see if these are people that you want to pitch. You cannot be afraid to, just pitch people. The worst they're going to do is say no, and then you just move on to the next person. So that's that on that.
That's awesome stuff. I hope y'all are getting some value from this. That is some awesome nuggets that y'all just dropped. Seriously, I am dead serious. That is some awesome nuggets that y'all just dropped. So let me ask, and this is really a Tori question. So how can we, and I know you actually mentioned that at the top of this live, and you've also mentioned that on prior lives too as well, live webinars. how can we create and execute an effective upselling strategy and a cross-selling strategy? Can you go into a little bit detail in regards to that to maximize the revenue of existing customers too as well?
Sure, sure. And, that's the whole point of this. As I stated earlier, we're not talking about creating online courses just for the sake of saying you have an online course, to join the online course club, right? The whole point of creating the online course is to actually leverage it as perhaps a stepping stone to cross-sell and upsell other offers that you have in your arsenal, right? That's the beautiful thing about online courses, is that you can use it as a way to educate your target audience to buy other things from you, and they will buy it based off of the trust that they've developed seeing you in an expert capacity. They will then be more inclined to not just buy from you one time, but to buy from you numerous times and on repeat, and tell others to buy from you as well, because that's how much they believe in what it is that you say and what it is that you have to offer. That's the whole point of this. So that being said, when you decide to create an online course for the purposes of leveraging it as a sales tool, you really should have an online course sales plan, right? So before you even put up a sales course page, before you even create quizzes, record any course lessons, you should already have a thought process of how are we going to leverage this course to upsell X, Y, and Z. So there should already be a plan mapped out on how this course will help fuel other products and services that you have to sell. And then from there, you then kind of, connect the dots. So when you create that course, you're actually kind of creating a course to already put you in position to sell them on that next big thing that you're trying to sell them. You've already created a sales page for that upsell or for that cross-sell or for that bundle offer, right, that you have coming up. So all these things are already in place. You've already incorporated testimonials from people who have utilized those upsells and cross-sells that you have on that sales page before you even launch your course. You already have emails developed to nurture those who registered for your initial course, so that as soon as that course is done, those emails are going out, already selling them on the next thing. So that is the way you should actually think about your online courses from the beginning, is how do we actually use this course to sell X, Y, and Z? And then what do we need to build and construct so that on the heels of this course coming to completion, we are already selling them other things. And as you become more sophisticated with this practice and you have a multitude of courses, you can then really personalize the upsell experience by customizing which upsells you offer to which individuals you have in your database based off the types of courses and previous purchases that they've made from you. You can tailor, which offers go to whom, once you get a little bit more sophisticated at this. But really and truly, that's the whole point of this, is to actually create an arsenal of sales offers on the heels of your courses. So, and all of that should be set up before you even launch the initial course.
Gotcha. That makes total sense to me. That makes total sense. Dr. Jasmine or Gerald, do you have anything else to add on that topic?
Tori hit on all points.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that, and that's
I know, right?
Tori's wheelhouse, so I'm staying down on that. But certainly, everything I concur with everything she says. I've seen her implement just what she recommends to others, so for sure.
Phenomenal, guys. This is good. Guys, if you have any questions, make sure to drop the questions in the chat. If you're getting value in this conversation, make sure y'all drop some ones in the chat, because this is some good stuff, y'all. This
Dr.
is some
Barnes.
good stuff. I'm just speaking for myself. I mean, I've got like several aha moments from these sessions that we've been having for the last couple of weeks or so. So I know you guys are too as well. So another question that I would have, and this is my last question, then I'll open it up to the audience to see if they have any questions they want to ask. But how should we handle the scaling challenges as far as such as when it comes to without compromising the quality of our learning experience when we're building our courses? And Gerald, I'll let you speak on that topic.
Yeah. That question I would say would be more of a question for Dr. Jasmine and Tori there. Yeah. In terms of the course development. Because of course that's
Gotcha.
what you all specialize in. So I think that's more of a question for you all, that you all answer that.
Dr. Jasmine, how can we, without compromising the quality of our learning experience, how can we kind of pivot with the scaling challenges?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I know has helped me as a course content creator, especially for the online education space, is testing it out first live to determine what my market is saying. So I have done free webinars and encourage people to sign up, folks sign up, then I'm able to get their feedback in real time and able to pivot to determine, hey, what I thought was a good idea may not be the best idea right now, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't pursue it later. And so one of the things is kind of being able to assess quickly the needs of your target audience in ways that helps you provide the best value and quality learning experience that they want. You don't want to build something and people do not come, right? So I like to offer or do little surveys to say, hey, are you interested in this course content? I think Tori mentions it earlier, just to kind of survey folks to see the level of interest. I think that is a great way to get ahead of challenges, get ahead of developing content that folks really aren't necessarily interested in, or they may pose a challenge, and then not trying to bite off more than you can chew. I know that sounds like a simple strategy or a practical strategy that is just, kind of overused, but it's true. Don't try to commit to something in your course content that you have not done. So that's why it's so important to plan out your course content and to make sure that you are offering the value that you promised, right? To make sure that you are hitting those transformational moments that you promised to those who purchased. And so really outlining your course content, having someone to audit your course content, and it doesn't necessarily always have to be a consultant. You can have some beta testers of your course content. Like I said, you might say, I'm going to offer the first module or the first session of my content free, just to get that feedback. Maybe you have some past clients that you want to offer them a bonus, or maybe you want to use the first module as a lead magnet. Say, hey, I'm going to offer this. If you want access to the full training, you need to purchase the full training. But for now, I need you to sign up to take this free session and your only commitment is to provide me with that feedback. Your only commitment is to leave me a testimonial. Your only commitment is to let me know how much you enjoyed it. And so once you get that feedback from people, you can kind of get ahead of some of those challenges. You can kind of get ahead of some of the quality that may compromise your development of your content, and you want to get your team in place. I mean, I know that we haven't talked about it, but you got to edit your content, right? Once you got that pre-recorded content, you want to edit it. You want quality editing, right? So some of us aren't skilled in that area. I know I'm not, right? So I have to hire someone, get someone to do it for me, edit the content, make sure I add take out those and take out those places where I stumbled a little bit and re-record it. You want the quality of your content to reflect who you truly are. And that is, you are a thought leader with something important and valuable to say. And so having said that, don't leave out anything that's going to put you in a bad position. And that includes editing your content. in such a way that it looks professional. You may be using Zoom with a green screen, but people don't have to know that. You have a virtual background. It's going to level up your content, right? It's going to level up the experience for your folks, right? Don't just try to sidestep all the steps, if that makes sense. Follow the steps, run the play, use strategies that are proven, because you want to show up with the quality at first, especially as a new online education content creator. Tori, do you have anything to add there?
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Tori, do you have anything to share in regards to what Dr. Jasmine just stated?
Well, I mean, I'll just kind of reinforce the quality, the quality that Dr. Jasmine stated, and the quality controlling, especially as you are growing and scaling your course. You want to try to, first and foremost, kind of automate as many processes as possible, so that you're not having to be super hands-on with the course functionality and the course delivery. You want to make sure all of your processes are automated, all of the administrative tasks are automated. As Dr. Jackson said, beta testing is good. Just if nothing else, just to also make sure the infrastructure of your course is operating correctly. Because you don't want a lot of technical issues and glitches, and then have a multitude of people that you've done everything we've said, and you've done all the marketing. You've gotten 500 to 1,000 people to raise their hand and say, "I want this course." They enroll, and then there's all types of technical issues and glitches that you didn't catch prior to launching your course. So if you do a little beta test, the beta test, even if they don't have any issue with the content, but they might be like, but this happened and that happened, I couldn't get into this, I couldn't get into that. You'll have the time to get these things corrected, right? Before you launch that course, or if you are updating the content, just because you roll out the course one way doesn't mean you can't change it over time. You may want to do a Black Friday rollout and re-release this course, but to make it more exciting, you may roll in a few extra bonuses or a few extra modules. You want to make sure that doesn't throw things off whack, as you're adding new things or making adjustments. So you want to quality control everything to make sure any adjustments that are made along the way are done seamlessly, and things happen, right? Things happen. We're human. Nothing is perfect. Sometimes things do go awry. When we've done all the checks and balances, there might be that one little thing that just wanted to just, not let you be your best. So things happen, and it's okay. The key thing is to be transparent with your communication with your learners. Let them know we were made aware that I just got an email from ChatGPT about some type of glitch, and they were working on it. So so as long as people know that you're aware of these things, that you are on top of it, people will give you grace while you get certain things resolved in the event that things do kind of fall through the cracks. So those are just a few other things I would add on top of what Dr. Jasmine shared, as far as making sure the quality of the content doesn't get compromised even as you grow and scale.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff, y'all. This is, I don't know. I don't know, but y'all, I got several aha moments from this conversation, and ones prior to as well. So guys, if you got value, make sure you drop some ones and stuff in the chat. If y'all got value from this conversation, make sure you drop some ones, because it was intense. It was intense. Well, guys, that should wrap up our conversation tonight. And also, Gerald, I want to hand it over to you to share a little bit more information. And I'll go ahead and start to share my screen too as well.
All right.
And let me go ahead and pull it up for you guys.
So, I mean, to you all that attended this evening, how many of you all really got something out of this series of live chats. So if this was your first time attending this evening, yeah, drop some comments in the chat. You know, we'll love some feedback. And also as well, for you all as well who attended this live chat, to some of the other ones or all of them as well, how many of you all really are looking to actually, you know, take in the information, but also implement on what was heard, right? To really be able to get your online course up, get it launched, start to grow it, and really scale it this year in 2023. Drop a comment in the chat. Drop some comments in the chat.
That will be me.
Okay.
Me.
How about everyone else? You all up or y'all asleep? Anyone else that actually listened in on this live chat this evening, was on the other ones as well, or just on this one this evening, heard some great information, really got a lot of value. Want to thank as well Dr. Jasmine and Tori again for coming on to these 3 live chats and really giving their knowledge, right? Years of knowledge and information and experience to be able to pass on to the 1% community, right? So I want to thank you all as well. Did a great and excellent job, a lot of great information. But for everyone else as well that's on here, I know you all are still on here because I see you on here. Can you drop some comments in the chat before we actually get into just sharing a little information for some of you all that may be ready to really take the information, apply it, and really get your online course launched and get everything going? Can you all type in the chat? Can I type
Yeah.
it?
We got some things in the chat. So Angela says she's gained a lot of insight in regards to the conversation tonight.
Okay. Okay. Great stuff. Great stuff. Okay. Well, with that being said, what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just go on and dive into the course creation, launch, grow, and scale program for you all that definitely showed up to get the information, get the knowledge, but you're really ready to go out and apply the knowledge, right? Because I tell people all the time, knowledge isn't power, it's applied knowledge. That is power. So for you all that really want to be able to take this information that you all have received this evening and even over the other live chats and really be able to go out and really get things going so you can rise into that top 1%, I want to share with you all some specifics in terms of our course creation, launch, grow, and scale program. And to let you all know, spaces are limited, right? We're only taking on a certain amount of clients for this particular program because we want to really be able to give you all the attention you need and give you all the different tools and resources you need to really be successful within this program to, like I say, get your online course up, launch, and start to grow and scale it. And so pretty much you all, with the program, for one, it's a done for you program, right? So you get to work with the leaders in the industry to have an effortless experience while creating and launching your course. And the first person I'm going to hand it off to is Dr. Jasmine Lane Morse, who pretty much will assist you all that are serious about really being able to take part in this Done For You program with course content development. So
Yeah, thank you, Gerald.
you can go from there. Yep.
I will be working with you. My team and I will be working with you to develop your course content done for you. We work together. We'll have an initial consult. You may provide me with some background information to gain some insights about your expertise because you are the subject matter expert. And then I will build out my best recommendation for your different lesson plans upon our discussion or discussions that will have to further refine your course. I will build out all your lesson plans. I will make recommendations and build out quizzes and polls and things to help support you to make it more dynamic and immersive, help you build out your course overview and your course description to make it make sense, right? And then based upon that, I will help you home in on what will be your premier course for your online education program. And then as obviously as part of our conversation, we may get into a little bit about what future courses may look like as part of your program. And then from there, I'll tap in to Tori after we have some discussions around how you're planning to show up, whether you want to show up live, whether you want to show up pre-recorded. I'll give you some tips, tools, and strategies to help you with your speaking platform. Because in a sense, if you don't have a speaking platform, this course program will begin to launch you also into as a speaker, not only as a speaker, but as a facilitator of education and learning technologies and learning experiences for people. So you want twofold. You're becoming an educator as well as a speaker, if you will, because you're going to be getting on other people's stages. You're going to be marketing it. You're going to be showing up 15 minutes at 5 in order to market your course. And then I will toss it over to Tori, who will then take all that content that we developed together, and then she will prepare your sales page. Tori?
So yes, so once you go through the course development process with Dr. Jasmine, then you will work with myself and my team on actually building out your online course sales funnel. So, everything I talked about earlier as far as making sure your sales pages are set up properly, you incorporate testimonials, you have very clear messaging on your online course learning transformation. We incorporate testimonials. We will lay it all out for you. We'll do all the design. We do all the web copy. We will then, that we talked about earlier, setting up your course to sell other products and services that you offer. So we will set up the sales pages for your upsell, because it's not just about the course in and of itself. So we will set up the upsell pages for you. We will do it all. We'll make sure everything is linked. We'll make sure everything is quality controlled, right? And then to take it even further, we will even build out the sales email sequences. So making sure that we're tapping into the wait list that we talked about earlier. All those people that you have in your contact list are being notified of your course and being driven to your sales pages. We want to send reminders out, for those that didn't, convert from the email number 1. We got email 2, 3, and 4 queued up to make sure that we, sometimes we got to hit them more than one time to get them to actually buy. So we set up the entire email sequence for you. And then, once we have that whole infrastructure set up, then Gerald will add on his special sauce, and he's really, piling in the traffic lead generating systems to really get the traffic coming to that sales course page so that they are easily converted. Gerald, I'll have you speak more on that.
Absolutely. So yeah, pretty much what we would start off with assisting you with is the organic marketing, lead generation, and even client acquisition systems that we actually set up online. So of course, when I was talking to you all this evening about, for one, having your Facebook page and profile optimized a certain way, right? For when people come over to your page, to being able to create your own Facebook group and community. We help you with all of that, setting it up the right way, right? To actually be able to build community, but also be able to generate leads, get customers and clients, to set up different automated systems for outreach on Facebook, to be able to as well build your network on your Facebook profile of potential buyers, to even filling up your Facebook group, to, like I said, being able to convert them over to customers and clients. To also, I know some of you all heard me speak a little bit on LinkedIn, because that's part of our strategy right now for our business and a lot of our clients that we are growing massively on at this time. And so making sure, if you're not on LinkedIn, or if you're over on LinkedIn, how to really properly get set up on it, how to have your profile optimized the right way, right? Not only that, your different content creation strategies. That's both for Facebook and LinkedIn, to being able to set up those automated connector type campaigns on both platforms. We assist you with that on LinkedIn to be able to, like I say, generate those leads, get those customers and clients. To even, I didn't get into a lot of the specifics this evening, but we also help you grow on YouTube, and also will continue with email marketing broadcast even over the long term. And one other thing I would share, or I'll say a couple of other things, is for one, another thing that I could definitely assist you with on my end as well is creating an actual webinar where you'll be able to, of course, add value to your market by getting them to hop onto the webinar and educate them, but also be able to generate leads, get customers through the webinar, and also as well layering on those paid ad campaigns, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube ads, what have you, to be able to grow and scale your online course. So that's pretty much where we would be assisting in terms of the marketing side here with the Rise of the 1%.
Excellent, excellent. I hope you guys got that information. That is powerful stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So guys, questions before we wrap up. I know I saw a couple of ones going by, but I couldn't answer because I was sharing my screen. But guys, any more questions, guys? This was powerful. Again, I got my aha moments from this. Yeah. So I know you guys too have as well.
And one thing I would share as well is, if you want to have a serious conversation about being able to get assistance with your online course, with everything Dr. Jasmine says she can help you with, to Tori and even myself, you want to make sure you go to the link that was actually just on that page and schedule a call. And it actually is spaces limited. Like I said, we want to just take on a handful of clients, create some amazing success stories and case studies over the next 90 days or so with working with us. And so, you know, if you're serious about it, you want to go to theriseofthe1%.com/course call. You can actually schedule a call in the calendar as well.
Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. All right, guys, does anybody have any more questions? Any more questions? Of course, you guys know how to reach me. You know how to reach me if you definitely have any questions or anything like that, or you need anything. But guys, this was a powerful conversation. And I can tell that y'all still got value because y'all still hanging on with us. You're still hanging on with us. So guys, again, thank you, Tori. Thank you, Dr. Jasmine. Thank you, Gerald, for coming on here and bringing us this knowledge. It was such a powerful series that we had. It's been amazing. So thank you guys so much. All right, guys, if we don't have no problem.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure to share our insights and our passion, you know, on this topic, because we know how truly profitable and powerful it is to grow and scale our businesses. So,
right,
you know, it's a $350 billion industry. So why not get your slice of that pie if you haven't already? So happy to be here to talk about it. Thanks for having us.
Awesome, awesome. I want a piece of that pie. I want a piece of that pie. I do. I want a piece of that pie. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Guys, we're going to end the session tonight. So, guys, have a great night. Have a great night. And we will be talking, hopefully, to some of you guys soon. Have a great night.